First of all, these aren't your dad's celebrities and these aren't your dad's Republicans.
These aren't your dad's Republicans. That's none other than Taylor Swift. Democrats thrilled with what you just heard there. She was going public against Republicans. That clip is from right before the 2020 races. Swift's political advocacy drove headlines. She found her own ways to share her politics, from explaining the personal stakes and citing women's rights to a lighter touch that fits with this era. Here she was just sharing some cookies with the Biden-Harris campaign logo, exactly the kind of straightforward, relatable, and quite frankly, shareable item that does work well online, especially if you like the person baking the cookies. Now, there are those who miss the ongoing, quite obvious impact of culture on democracy and politics. Now, that can be an odd take, considering that music and culture were such critical drivers of some of our most powerful modern protest movements, from civil rights to Vietnam, and the interplay, as we've discussed on this program, about how artists and movements and even concerts and Woodstock were all wrapped up in the awakening, political, spiritual, moral of the time. So that brings us to the time we're living in now, because Taylor Swift can actually do some things that earlier generation of artists, however impassioned they were, cannot, because of what I'm about to walk through with you, which is a shifting music and cultural digital environment. Take a look at these numbers. Swift was very targeted. She made a direct push for people to register to vote. And you see right there, skyrocketing among young people. People under 30 registered in the first 24 hours at the tune of tens of thousands. Now, there are themes that endure here that have nothing to do with Miss Swift or this moment. For example, artists, for thousands of years, have connected deeply with a broad number of people, including people who consume their work and never meet them personally. That was true even before modern media. And it's especially true when artists represent something that is seen as their authentic priorities, whether that's your favorite singer or favorite writer or any medium. What is different now, and this is going to bring us to the Biden campaign, is actually that the methods are changing rapidly. Artists today actually have more power, autonomy, and reach for their message than the Woodstock era. Now, we've got a little back of the envelope math just to give you an example with the big artists. Taylor Swift's reach, for real, the people who hear from her and the sound of her voice, versus, say, the reach of cable news. Full disclosure, we believe that shows like The Beat on MSNBC can provide something to the public. But if we're talking sheer numbers, let's just be objective and nonpartisan about it. Cable news.
Congressman Jamie Raskin of Maryland, ranking Democrat on the House Oversight Committee. And thank you for, I know you had to run and get a vote in, so thank you for coming back and joining us. I want to talk to you about this because Donald Trump was impeached twice. The first impeachment, ironically enough, was about the same stuff that is being rehashed in order to try to impeach Joe Biden. The same Burisma stuff that most Americans who don't watch Fox know nothing about. They don't know who Hunter Biden even is. What do you make of the fact that it does feel, in a sense, like Republicans are refighting a fight Trump wants because he's obsessed with Joe Biden and Hunter Biden?
Well, that's right. Donald Trump is the one insisting upon the impeachment so he can establish some kind of false moral equivalency between his utterly corrupt reign, which now has led to 91 criminal charges, versus Joe Biden's unblemished record. And you're right, the Ukraine shakedown was all about Donald Trump withholding hundreds of millions of dollars in security and strategic and economic assistance to Ukraine in order to get President Zelensky to falsely assert that there was a criminal corruption probe going on into Joe Biden. And in order to obscure the reality of that shakedown scheme, they concocted all these charges with Rudy Giuliani and Lev Parnas against Biden, which didn't go anywhere. And today you've got Lev Parnas, who basically was the mastermind with Rudy Giuliani of that plot, writing a letter to me and Chairman Comer saying there is absolutely nothing there, call off the wild goose chase. But we have returned to the beginning of these corruption scandals, or at least the ones that have been made public. We haven't really dealt with the emoluments clause scandals where Donald Trump was collecting millions and millions of dollars for himself.
Hi, it's Tisha Powell. Welcome back to our show. and you just saw MSNBC, Errol Muller, and you saw Joyce Reid. Ooh, Joyce Reid. We got to go over what Joyce Reid is saying. She says that most people don't really care about the Hunter Biden scandal. Wrong, Joyce. We all want to know all of the Hunter Biden scandal. That crack cocaine, the baby mother, we all want to know about it, Joyce. Don't think we don't want to know about it, Joy Reid. We all do care what Hunter Biden is taking, and we want to know about the unpaid $22 million in taxes. Why did another lawyer pay for Hunter Biden? Why couldn't Hunter Biden pay his own tax bill? So we are concerned, Joy Reid, about the Hunter Biden scandal. You're saying only President Donald Trump is obsessed with the Hunter Biden and the Joe Biden scandal. That's not true, Joy Reid. The whole world is obsessed with the Hunter Biden scandal. He's got a baby mother that he didn't pay that had to sue him. Everybody wants to know about that. And he had IRS chasing him for money, Joy Reid. Everybody wants to know about that. Why would IRS be chasing the president's son for tax money when everybody else has to pay their taxes, Joy? We all want to know. So she's saying that the Republican Party is trying to impeach Biden, and that's to get back at Trump because Trump is obsessed with Biden. No. Maybe Biden did things that needed to get impeached. We don't know yet. We need to hear the facts. Okay, Joy? So don't make a decision for those who don't watch Fox, okay? We want to hear the latest on the Biden scandal as well, so we as the voters can make a decision whether President Joe Biden should go back to the White House, considering we owe $32 trillion, Joy, considering that student loans have not been forgiven. The average person owes $38,000 for undergrad student loan, Joy. And also, they own $15,000 in credit card debt. And they also owe $32,000 for car. We all want to know why the inflation is so high, Joy Reid. So do not let it look like, ooh, we do not care about the Bidens, because we actually do care what they do and why the inflation is so high. I mean, President Joe Biden cannot get inflation under 2.2%. We need it under 2.2% because that's what we're used to in America. Now, Ari was on MSNBC as well, and he was talking about President Trump and the election and all this stuff, and it's just blah, 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 blah. We know that President Trump mugshot is courtesy of big government. And we know that some of what President Trump is being accused of is political, okay? It's just such a coincidence that we are in a political year, and this is what they are talking about. Yes, Taylor Swift, as MSNBC is saying, is not as popular as Donald Trump, President Trump. Why is that? Well, first of all, Taylor Swift is not a politician. That's number one. Number two, President Donald Trump, he has our interests at hand. He wants us to be financially successful. So Taylor Swift is a singer. She's an artist, and she motivates people. But President Trump is now in the political arena, and it has to do with our wallets, Ari. It has to do with our wallet, MSNBC. We actually care about the inflation. When houses are selling for $430,000 and townhomes are selling for $265,000 and the average interest rate is 7%, we really need to pay attention to our wallet. I mean, the average Social Security is $1,800 per month. That's not enough to retire. And as you could tell, interest rate is on its way up. It's not down. And then people didn't get their student loans canceled. So these are stuff that we need to understand in this world, and President Biden and President Trump are going to be the faces of the political party because they have our wallets with them. Everybody concerned about the inflation in the United States. That's what they talk about. Look at the price of gas. Look at the prices of houses. Look at the prices of my savings account. Look at my retirement account. It's all about the money for Americans. They want the inflation to go down. We're not used to anything over 2.2%. And President Joe Biden cannot get it under 2.2%. Despite the fact that he racked up all that interest rate, all it did was just cause people not to be able to buy homes. And what did it do for us? Nothing. Nothing. It made things more expensive. All right. So 3 ways you can hedge yourself against this inflation. Go ahead and get digital asset, a YouTube channel, an Amazon shop, Shopify shop. Get yourself some form of digital asset, Bitcoin, XRP, Ethereum, or TikTok, Facebook. Get yourself digital asset because it's passive income. It brings in $3,000 a month. Work remotely. By working remotely, you give up your car payment, which is $527 per month for a used car, $700 and change per month for a new car. So consider working remotely. It might not be worth driving anymore and going to a job when the inflation is high. You need to start saving money for yourself. There was a time when we could rely upon Social Security. They're calling Social Security now a supplement. It's no longer an entitlement and it's no longer a retirement. It's now considered a supplement because the average Social Security is $1,800 US per month. Go ahead. There are 4,800 banks in the United States. Call one of the banks today and get 2 things done. Start a mutual funds with the bank. Okay. Give them $500, $1,000. Start yourself with a mutual funds with the lender and have them pick the big stocks. Apple, Google, Facebook, Microsoft. Those are high tech stocks and they're high cap rate. Billions, if not trillions. The stock market isn't rigged. What's rigged is bad debt. What's bad debt? Student loans, undergrad, car payment is bad debt, and credit cards. I'm Tisha Paul. You've seen my face on Fox News or Newsmax. I'm here now doing these shows. Go ahead and hit that free like and that free subscribe button. It helps us a lot. It tells us the shows that we should bring to you. And folks and friends, go ahead and check out the tag products by Neiman Marcus. They are gorgeous. Now you do not need to go to the store anymore. You can shop on the internet while you watch TV shows. Everything I wear comes on the internet. I love to tell this to people. Look into a passive income. Look into starting earning. Go ahead and look into YouTube, Google, Apple, Facebook, TikTok. I know TikTok is not a Chinese spy. TikTok is an app and I love it. I use it every day. I use Facebook every day. I use YouTube every day. I use Google every day. I'm Tisha Bob. See you another time. Hit that free like and that free subscribe button and check out Neiman Marcus products.